Hello, hello, hello. You're welcome to a brand new episode of Sister on City TV and, of course, 97.3 City FM. My name is Jessica, your regular hostess, and tonight I'll be hosting my sisters. As usual, we'll be talking about relationship issues that have cropped up, and popped up on social media, in our emails, on our WhatsApp, etc., etc. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to let you know what our numbers are, or the various ways in which you can interact with us, so you can send us messages. Essentially, if you're watching the show and you're going through a relationship challenge, this is the show, or this is the time to send those messages to us, seek our opinions, and we will give you, our 2 cents. Usually we're as candid as we can be. So we will take this message, or better yet, just pause for a second, and then when we come back, I'll introduce my sisters in the house with me tonight. You're welcome back. Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. So there are various ways you can interact with us. Send an email to Jessica, that's JESSICA at cityfmonline.com, or better yet, send a quick WhatsApp message to 054-998-6996. Let's know what's on your mind. Share your opinions as well on some of the conversations that we'll be having here tonight. Let's say hello to my sisters, of course, starting from Tina. Tina's in the house. Back from the Heritage Caravan. Yay. Glowing but tired.
Yeah, very
Everything
tired.
okay?
Yeah. I made a lot of friends and new family as well. Yeah. And I got to go with my boo as well. So yeah.
Your boo.
Anyway, yeah. So happy Heritage Month, and I'm looking forward to Accra Music Expo this weekend.
Yeah.
And Mogo the following weekend.
23rd, right?
23rd.
Music of Ghanaian Origin concert.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. That's great.
So, sisters,
you ladies are going to be there.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. 120 CDs.
Bet.
For. It's all covered. Not a problem.
Olivia, good to see you.
You too.
How are the babies and the husband? Well, they're not really babies now, eh?
Oh, yeah, they're growing up. 9 and 6. So,
wow.
They're growing up. They're fine by grace. Everybody's fine. Good. Hubby's good as well.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous. Like, after seeing all the pictures, Heritage Caravan and stuff, I'm like, never again. Like, next
go
time,
without you.
I'm gonna be there.
Good.
Yeah. But besides that, we're good.
Good. And Rosina is glowing.
Oh,
hey.
I love the hairstyle.
Thank you.
What's going on? How have you been?
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
Oh, it's been good. The
baby has finally dropped.
Yes.
Like a hot cake.
Yeah. And the weight has moved from my stomach to my hands, Charlie.
Lord. And she looks so much like you,
lights out of me, but it's been good. It's been fantastic. And I missed the Heritage Caravan. I was watching. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, that's a baby. Okay, just okay. It's okay. Next year.
Yeah.
Next
year
we'll
give it to her husband.
Yes.
Next year is 5-year anniversary, so everybody should just.
Yes. So next year I will definitely be on it. Definitely.
I'm glad to hear that, ladies. Let's go right into action so we can deal with as many messages as we can. And we'll start with this one here. It says, she's a beautiful girl, and we promised to get married. We tried getting intimate until I realized she's a virgin just like me. So I decided to get married before we have sex. One day she came to visit me at home, and whilst we sat in the living room, my uncle came by to say hi. Later on, he sent me to buy something in the market for him. On my return, I saw tears in her eyes. She wouldn't tell me what had happened and just got up to leave. I followed her to her house and insisted that she tell me, only to find out that when I was left to the market, my uncle pounced on her, put pillows on her face, and raped her. She even showed me her panties, which had bloodstains. I haven't been able to confront my uncle about it, yet I hate him. And the most painful part is, the girl thinks my uncle and I planned it. Please help. How do I win back her trust? Wow. Welcome.
That's not a good welcome at all.
Yes. It's sad to hear.
I mean, first of all, this is rape, and it doesn't have to be condoned. He needs to report it, even though he feels like it's his uncle. If you hate him that much, do the right thing and report to the authorities, because you saw proof, you witnessed something, as in the proof that the girl showed to you. You understand? If you can't confront him, talk to someone else in your family and let them confront him. Then afterwards report the case, because this is someone that you claim you love and someone you're hoping to marry. You also have your virginity. If it was stolen from you the way it was stolen from this beautiful lady, I mean, that is so wrong on all levels. So I think that if you really love her, I mean, it's difficult to earn back the trust immediately. But if you take the right steps, then it means you're coming clean to say that, listen, I had no knowledge of what he wanted to do. So just confront your uncle. If you can't, get somebody in the family who can, tell them about it, speak about it, and then if it's the authorities you need to speak to the authorities, so that you actually are free of being perceived as being part of, the whole scheme. And then you can work your way towards that. I mean, this is something that she's lost. She can't, it's too big a deal. It's too big a deal to joke with. I don't know what you have.
First and foremost, I mean, sincere apologies to the girl. I don't know what she's going through right now. But, you see, I feel like, I could be wrong, I feel like our system has failed us, whereby every Tom, Dick and Harry who goes out there raping young girls, raping little girls, pedophiles, they just get away with murder because automatically your first instinct is that when I go and report it, what's going to happen? It's like you can't pick up the phone like in other parts of the world whereby you can confidently, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old can confidently say, I'm going to call 911 on you, or I'm going to call like the police on you. But here it's more about who you know, how much money you have, whether you even have money enough to bribe the police to get their attention regarding the fact that your case is serious. I'm not saying that in some cases it doesn't work. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is like 100% really it doesn't work. But sometimes the stress that you have to go through to get the listening ear of the authorities. But having said that, anybody who is out there who has been treated in a way that they don't deserve to, please. I know it's not easy, especially for her as a woman, and it's like she feels her I mean, really, she wanted to get married before, and this fool, excuse my French, just, did that to her. And the whole psychological trauma, the trust issue, she's going through a lot mentally. This is the time to be supportive, this young man of her. Give it time, give it space. Right now, you're the last thing she wants to see. She's dealing with so much. She's probably thinking, who is she even going to tell? I'm thinking that nobody actually knows that this is what has happened. Had you not even been around, you probably would not have known that something of the sort happened. But I wish she was listening, and I wish she would go, because right now what she could do is actually walk into the hospital, because when your virginity is broken in a way that is not normal, there is proof. Because you can go and they can run the test and they can actually check you out, because you're supposed to break in a particular pattern. But when you're overly forced, there's scientific proof that really you were raped, and that guy should pay for it. And I really wish that when these cases actually end up in court, there has to be a much higher penalty besides the fact that they end up in jail for 10 or 20 years. Like, he scarred her for life, however you want to look at it. Why shouldn't his penis be cut off? Like, no, like, really, I feel like dysfunctionalized completely. I feel like, yes, you go to jail and that's it. And you know, for men, when you take away their manhood, you take away the entire essence of living. Really, having a manhood, one, that doesn't work. Two, like, when you think about it, you go to school, your parents do what? They, you know, invest in you, go to school, and then you become somebody in society. And then the next thing, society demands that you get married. Assuming that you're a young man who's been to Harvard, you know, has a good job and everything, and you have so much money, and your penis doesn't function, really, what's the essence? You could probably end up doing charity work, but really, it's a cycle. You need to get married, have kids, enjoy sexual, you know, intercourse and all of that. But once you can't do that, what's the essence? I feel like something should give. They can't constantly walk around. They're 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, girls who are raped by these stupid men, and they get away with it. Something has to give. I don't know what else to say.
I'm trying to paint a picture in my head. You see, the institutions are there where you can take some of these issues. But the thing is that sometimes the humiliating process you go through, first they would ask her, who is the man to you? My boyfriend. Why were you in your boyfriend's house? What were you wearing? It is your fault. When the guy went to buy something, who knows what happened? Maybe what proved to us that you didn't provocate. What kind of language? Yeah, you didn't provoke the gentleman to do what he wanted to do. That it wasn't consensual, and then because your boyfriend came back, you didn't want it to look bad. You created a picture like he raped you and things like that. That's one side. The other side is that you see, sometimes when you're being confronted with such, okay, you enter the house, there's this level of trust for the boy's uncle. You see him as a father figure. So there's this level of trust you have for him. Oh, dad, good afternoon, dad, good morning, dad, good evening, that kind of thing. Now, to have such a figure pounce on you, you go through a certain state of shock. You understand? You go through a certain state of shock. And that shock may lead you into not necessarily fighting back as you should. Because, quote unquote, et also. Do you understand? Like, et also. So because of that, you can't really express yourself or defend yourself. And you may not have that physical scars that people are looking for. The fact of the matter is that the fact that the lady says no, it's a no. I don't like it. I don't like it. She doesn't have to have body scars, body wounds, all kinds of ruptures to prove that she didn't want it. You understand? Now, this is a man she's hoping to marry. Now, imagine she goes through the legal route. She's going to embarrass, quote unquote, one of the boy's uncles. It's going to ruffle the family. Now, in future, this uncle is being caught, assuming he's dealt with and put behind bars. How are they going to get married? In the cultural setting, how are they going to get married? Who's going to collect the answer? Who's going to agree? Because I have disgraced their family. And I was going to marry her son. You understand? And now the boy seems to understand. But because he's fresh, he's having the strength. By the time it's going to come, the boy is also going to be scarred by the event. Because you think that you've reserved yourself to touch a pure bride. But behind your back, you know that your uncle has tainted your priceless jewel. You understand? It's also going to sit on your brain. So the whole circumstance is so not right. It's so not right. But I'll tell the guys that, look, you know what? At least I'm happy he knows that it is not by her own doing. And it's an unfortunate incident. And I'm happy he wants to stand by her. That's all he can do now. And now he should know the kind of gentleman the uncle is. Aside the legal route by making sure that he pays for what he's done, I think that you need to watch your uncle. And if anything at all, get out of the house. If you're ready to have a relationship, you should be ready to get out of the house. Maybe the house is so big, you're comfortable in it. But after having such an experience, get out of the house, stay on yourself so that you can't have your uncle defiling your woman left, right, center. If he gets away with it once, it means that you now have the energy to be, defiling any woman who comes to visit you anyhow. And it's not the best. Okay. But I think they should attend the legal route.
All right. Right. So I think you've said it all, What saddens me also about this whole thing, apart from the fact that this innocent young lady got raped, is the fact that she thinks that the guy is also, you know,
A part
an
of
accomplice.
it, yeah.
It's
with time.
really sad. But hopefully with time,
With
he'll
time.
be able to win back her trust. As to whether the relationship will work, like Rosina said, you know, it's a different conversation altogether. You know, but that uncle should definitely be brought to book.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that they don't wait too long. See, because then
Or the
the
evidence.
lacerations,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, she may have in her vagina, etc., due to the rape, you know, may have all healed, and then it's hard to prove. But yeah, we wish you the best of luck, gentlemen, and please do comfort that lady. Stay close to her and help her heal. Go through that process. Okay, so another message here says, my lady provoked me on several occasions, and for the first time I hit her twice, unwillingly though, but she stood up and slapped me too. I feel she doesn't respect me, so I'm determined to end the relationship with her, even though she has pleaded for forgiveness. Will we be compatible? In fact, are we compatible? Charlie, you guys aren't married and you're already punching yourself.
Charlie. You see, for me, I think that sometimes the level of provocation can go so high to a point that you even want to pour some hot water or something on the person, like damage the person so that you don't see the person again. But just take a minute, walk away, and the next minute, this is the person, you see the person you love again. You see the person that you relate to and want to laugh with again. Anger is part of human nature. It is definitely, it actually helps us to see other sides of things, okay? And disagree in a way and express ourselves in a way. But it doesn't mean that you should take it all out by living out what you imagine in your head. Because the things that we imagine in our head when we are angry, if we all should do it, I'm not sure how many of us will be left on earth. Because your boss can be talking to you and in your head,
Really?
something should happen. And then he will vanish and go.
And the next minute you are grateful for him.
And the next minute you are so full of praises for the same person you wanted.
The salary has dropped.
Thank you. So for me, I think that the fact that you allowed yourself to be pushed to the point of living out your imagination when you were angry was wrong in the first place, because no matter what it is, you don't ever take your hand and hit a woman or a man.
No.
So both of you are wrong in the first place. You hitting her twice, she hitting you, slapping you back. In fact, she did well, but yeah, she's slapping you back. I mean, then we are both steady.
But even.
Yes. If you say she doesn't respect you, you don't respect her either. So this is a relationship where clearly you guys are not compatible in terms of you don't. I don't think there is love that pushes you to the point of disengaging if you are angry. You know, if you really love somebody, Charlie, you can sit down and be like, Charlie, you know, sometimes you can be pushed to the point that you say, wage me or abua anakwasia, and even that's quite sometimes it's heavy.
Yeah.
But to hit a woman or for a woman to hit a man, that's extreme. Yeah. And I don't think it's healthy. So it's either you guys, you know, take some time apart and take into consideration what you mean to each other, okay? And whether or not you can live without yourselves. And promise yourselves never to engage in such an act. If you do again, then it means it's not a healthy relationship. But if you don't, and you take steps or maybe counseling every day, reminding yourself that, listen, no matter how angry I get, I cannot hit this woman. No matter how, it's a conscious effort. And once it has happened, the tendency of it happening again is very high. Because you've done it once. You can
You've broken a beating virginity.
Yes. So you've opened the floodgate. For me, I would say, if I were you, learn a lesson from this, not to hit any woman again, and don't engage. Like, don't continue. Because it's not a respectful one. It's not a relationship that the both of you respect each other.
True. Now, while Tina was talking, my mind sort of went onto this couple who had dated for 10 years. It was lovey-dovey, until they got married and they were under the same roof. And check this out. Both of them are firstborns. Okay. Like, so the girl is the firstborn, the boy is the firstborn. And they're used to giving orders. So even their language, they didn't live together. I'm just talking about this period where they're actually under the same roof.
Yeah, okay.
And I think something happened. The lady asked the guy to iron. Cut a long story short, he got provoked, slapped her, pap, pam, and she started screaming, and then she just left, and not the marriage, but went indoors. But it took, like, she was in shock because this is somebody she had known for 10 years.
And you couldn't have seen that coming.
Yeah.
And you'll think that in 10 years you've seen everything, right?
Exhausted every possibility.
Yeah.
They've gone past the whole dating, they've gone past the whole everything, and now they're actually married. So the question is, how did she move on from there? It's going to take her forever to forgive him. And as women as we are, we don't also think about how much our mouths can be very, very, it's worse than actually hitting.
It's what they call kati.
So, in moving forward, talking about this whole anger management issue, everybody has got it. And there's always a threshold, but it's about self-control, especially when you love the person. There's nothing that justifies him hitting her, and there's nothing that justifies her provoking him to the extent of hitting her. So let's all try as much as possible to hold ourselves so much so that we don't hurt the people we love.
Yeah.
When somebody provokes you, just move away. Just breathe and just find somewhere. No matter how angry you are, find a minute and tell the person, you know what, I think I'm getting upset right now.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it right now. Let me just go. When I'm ready, let's talk about it. Just channel all your energy into that line and just move away. Because if you don't move away that very minute, you'll regret doing something to the person that you love.
Before you continue, haven't you seen that type of woman who the man says, you know what, let's just leave it. I'm taking a minute.
And
then whilst he's walking away, beat me, I said beat me.
Yeah.
And then
in your face.
Yeah,
exactly.
There are people
don't do well when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
You're right.
We shouldn't do that.
And there are others who even lock the door and prevent them from going.
We are here
men
together.
From leaving
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's speak about it. Hey,
that kind of thing.
Women are bad.
It takes two to tango. So
I
just
know.
saying, just be cautious.
Yeah.
Rosina.
This issue, you see, anytime this issue about compatibility or not compatibility, whether they are compatible or not, an event like that cannot show whether you're compatible or not. Because you see, when you have anger issues, it doesn't matter who you are with. It's just a matter of time. Everybody will experience that anger that you have inside of you. So they themselves have to work on their anger issues. It's not about whether the two of them, like when if it's a two of them, they'll fight. But if you find somebody else, they will not fight. If you find a guy who is used to beating a woman up, when he meets another woman, it's just a matter of time.
And
That point is going to come,
exhibits
he's going to exhibit
yeah.
it again. So that's what happens. Okay, now the thing is that when it comes to arguments, my only thing is that always find out what the source of the problem is. You see, men are in the habit of not addressing the source of the problem. They're in the habit of paying attention to how the ladies communicate the problem to them. Now, if you understand how men are, you understand how women are, then you can better manage the situation. For instance, you know that when a woman has a problem, they are quick to talk. They are quick to have you listen to them. They are quick to want to let you understand where they are coming from. Now, once a man, you can understand that all the woman wants is to vent, is to, let you hear them, to let you hear their side of the story. Sometimes you can even pretend to hear. It's okay. Now, what men also want is for you not to also disrespect them in the process. Don't insult them. Things like that. Once you also understand the psyche of the man, that the man wants to be respected on certain levels, then both of you can guard the way you communicate with each other. So at the end of the day, yes, you disagree. You get angry. You might say a few things, but you realize that in your disagreements, one, there are no insults. Two, there are no words that actually touch each other to the core, and therefore there's no reaction. Now, the man said he beat her twice, and then she slapped him. The slap was a reaction. You see, to an action. And the thing is that to every reaction,
equal and opposite reaction.
Exactly, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So because of that, you should know that you can't afford to beat somebody and expect the person to be looking at you and say, "I love you so much." It doesn't happen. The natural law there's going to be a reflex. So generally, as human beings, once you claim, you make it a choice that, okay, I'm in love with this person, I love this person, your mind should consciously put yourself under control under certain situations. Do you understand? Sometimes when you're immature, you get over. But as you're growing, you have to learn how to talk to yourself. Control yourself, because when you're at work and your boss is messing up with you, in your mind you have taken a dagger, you've killed him 10 times already. But you see, because you recognize that action means you are losing your job, you attach a lot of importance to that. So you don't do that in the office space. And most of the time, the day that you are pushed so much that you do that, as soon as you do that, you pick up your handbag, you pick up your things, and you know that that's the end of your job. So that is the level of importance you put on the job. What importance do you put on the woman that you are with, or the man that you are with? If you put a level of importance to that, what happens is that even if the other person does something wrong, the way you communicate what the person is doing is different. And once you communicate clearly, precisely, without any vulgar words, without any insults, without any attempt to beat the person, to shut the person up and all this, or to demean the human being, the other person most likely is going to respond with a lot more remorse. And, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this hurt you so badly. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't intentional. I'm sorry, this was the real reason behind me doing it. It wasn't because I wanted to hurt you. But I'm really sorry if it didn't settle well with you. I won't do it again." Then you become mature in your relationship. But the moment it starts with the insults, the slaps, the kicks, the reaction is bound to be worse or equal. So let's just guard the way we...
Okay. All right, so it's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. If you just tuned in, our WhatsApp number is 054-998-6996. We want to hear your opinions on this story, or better yet, if you are going through something peculiar in your relationship, this is the platform to share. We'll be right back.
Credible, timely, and authoritative. City TV offers the best news and current affairs programming every weekday on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Probing and informative, direct and instructive. Join me, Bernard Avlet, this and every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. on The Point of View on City TV.
Every weekday from 8 p.m.
Get up to date
with the leading news stories of the day.
Your comprehensive news coverage from across the country. City Newsroom is your trusted daily news package.
Every weekday, 8 p.m. on City TV.
Make a date every Tuesday evening.
The politicians and key personalities speak to me, Godfred Akoto Boafo, on Face to Face every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Keep updated throughout the day on 2020 News.
For regular news checks as they unfold,
Politics, sports, entertainment,
business, and much more.
2020 News, we bring you the news in 20 minutes.
Every weekday evening.
Stay updated on the key business issues of the day with me, Opare, on the business dashboard every weekday at 7 p.m.
Friday evenings.
My name is Caleb Kuda. I host a show that turns the news on its head. Join me this and every Friday on Backpage at 6:30 p.m.
Comprehensive and trusted news and current affairs programming. This is City TV. Witness the twisted and tangled story of betrayal, greed, vengeance, and love in the award-winning Brazil Avenue. Carminia, a woman led by greed, gets rid of her husband, who is Rita's father, and sends Rita away to a filthy landfill. Rita finds love in Batata, but they are soon separated by adoption into different families, far away from each other. Many years later, all paths cross again as Rita, now a renowned chef, seeks to pay back her stepmother for taking away her happiness as a child. It's the story of twists, turns, suspense, and thrilling action in Brazil Avenue. Catch the omnibus of Brazil Avenue on Saturdays from 7 to 10 p.m. and Sundays from 10 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. only on City TV.
Welcome back to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Remember, your comments and questions are welcome to Jessica at cityfmonline.com or send a quick WhatsApp message to 054-998-6996. We'll continue with a message from Coco. Now she says, I'm dating a guy who complains about everything. I always give him what he wants. Example, sex. He likes to have unprotected sex. And after ejaculating in me, he will ask me to take pills. What should I do? Help me, sisters.
Wait till you ask him.
Well, maybe she really loves him. That's why she's messaging the show.
Goodness.
I think I'll go first on this one.
Please do.
Go.
You know, I think that we ladies, and sometimes we have to blame the fact that we don't want to increase our tally in men. So when you find a guy, you want to do everything, myself inclusive. You want to pamper them to the nonsense degree. You want to do everything just because, one, you love them and you think that doing everything they want you to do is an expression of your love. Now, ideally, whilst you are doing all those things, somebody behind is going like, oh, this man is really lucky to have a lady who will do A, B, C, D, E. But instead of it translating to gratitude for the man decides to take you for granted because it becomes a norm or it becomes a given. So the day that you can't do it, why couldn't you do this? Now that becomes an issue. You understand? So I think that more and more, I'm not saying that you should be chisel. I'm not saying that you should be strong or Madam strong one or anything. But the thing is that don't be too quick to throw in all your cards. Don't be too quick to kind of like give your all, give your everything. And you know, the thing is that already premarital sex already, there's an issue with it. Now, doing it for you is not a problem, so you are doing it, it's no wahala. But having unprotected sex is an issue for you. Why do you continue to have unprotected sex if it's an issue for you? Now, there are so many issues. One, you're not married to him. Being pregnant and having a child is the least...
No guarantee.
No, is the least wahala that could happen to you. There are STDs. There are so many things that could happen to you because you're having unprotected sex. If you're not comfortable with it, don't encourage it. If he says that that is a condition for me being with you, I'm sorry, my sister. Then that means that he doesn't, I don't know, the love he has for you is not true love. Because when you get married, look, me, the way I like my this
thing.
Me, I keep telling people that me 1 week I can do it like you're paying me for it. I'm telling you. But you see, when you get married, and sometimes you can go for like a whole month. But you're, hey, 1 month has passed. What happened? It's when you get busy, you can even forget. So the thing is that when you get married, the thing is available for you 24/7. You can do it morning, afternoon, evening, unprotected. If you get pregnant, people will clap for you and be happy for you that, oh, you have a child.
Yeah.
So there's no rush in it. Unless, of course, both of you are doing it because both of you want to. Both of you are happy doing it. That's okay. But once you're not comfortable with it, don't go out of the extra. I mean, if you're not cool with it, don't be cool with it. You're giving him your all. He's always finding reason. Look, a man who wants to find reason to complain will always complain, no matter what you do. Serve him food.
Diamond
and
jollof.
everything. Look, he'll tell you that the water you gave me, why did you fill the glass up? It is not etiquette to fill a glass. You have been half glass. I'm divorcing you, or I'm leaving you, or I'm breaking up with you.
There's a water
you have to
stain
beg
on
him
the fork.
on the fork.
It's over.
I don't like it. It is over. We're wiping the glass. I can see a streak of the napkin on the glass. It's over. You can't be my wife. You can't entertain my guests for me. You understand? So if a man doesn't like you, there's nothing you will do that will make the guy happy. Everything you find faults with. So if you're with a man, luckily you're not married, you're with a man who finds faults with everything you do, everything you do, like you say it is, then please, it's not a relationship for you. I'd advise that you leave sooner before it becomes a relationship that you find difficult to leave, i.e. you get pregnant for him, then you're tied to him for life, or you get married to him, and then even leaving it becomes difficult. You have to pay to leave. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to pay to leave. So at the end of the day, I think that personally, I would say you should reevaluate that relationship. So far as it feels like you're putting in too much and getting little out of it, it's not good for you.
It reminds me of the person who sent the text message about this girl who really gives him very good sex, and she would do it, but
he doesn't like him.
I think young ladies, we shouldn't equate love for sex and sex for love. There's a reason why there's sex, and it doesn't guarantee anything. You give yourself all out to him. It doesn't mean anything. It could just mean that, oh, you want to have a good time with him. He also wants to have a good time with you, and that's it. Sometimes what I realized, like talking to a few people here and there, is that they tend, especially young girls, they tend to want to initiate sex, especially when they meet whoever it is, quickly, because it's their way of sort of guaranteeing or sort of
their
positioning themselves deeper into the relationship, so they don't actually wait to get to know the person before they get intimate. And really, it doesn't guarantee anything. And for me, the fact that the man is constantly having a poor sperm party and doesn't care, and he's constantly asking you to go take these after pills.
And they are a pack of hormones.
They're a pack of hormones. Like, the side effects are crazy. And you don't want to be...
they're not meant to be taken every day like that.
Thank you. You know, and unfortunately, there's not much education. It will surprise you. Happy went to the pharmacy and then came back, and he was like, Olivia... He stood there, and at least 5 young girls walked in, and they all wanted after pills, because that's the next alternative if you don't want to use a condom. And there's not a lot of information out there, because young girls think, oh, I can have sex. If I don't want to use a condom, I can have a good time without a condom, and all I need to do is
pop the pill.
But there are side effects to these things. And if he really cares about you like that, like, you will see, you will feel like my brain. So Opare as an individual, not the fact that he can come ejaculate and then that's it. And then you also, right now, you're writing to us because there's something that you know in your heart of hearts isn't right. And especially when it comes to intimacy, once you feel it's a chore, or once you feel that there's something not right, don't do it at all. You shouldn't be doing...
You should be happy doing what you're doing.
Yeah. So I beg. I don't think that's the kind of relationship you want to be in. I think you should focus your energies into, I don't know, something else, but that's this kind of relationship, into schooling, into learning something that could make you a much better person. And this, like Rosina said, when you get married, you can do it anywhere, anytime, and
You
do it. Otia say you can enjoy it to your fullest. You can actually decide to have a timetable. You can do whatever. But now,
Okay. So, so I think the angle that I will come from is the fact that you need to be responsible for your decisions, and you need to care about yourself enough to hold your head up and say, I wanted this relationship, I wanted to do this, and I actually did it, and I'm happy about it. So it's one thing if you're confident in yourself and you're making a mistake, like, okay, you are taking after pills all the time, but it's your decision. Then we can talk about the effects of it on you and why you shouldn't be doing it because you're harming your body, etc. But this is not even your decision. This is a decision that a man you claim you are in a relationship with is taking on your behalf. And the pills are not going into his body, they are going into your body.
And he insists.
Now he insists. And if you don't do it, or if you don't give him what he wants, he complains. And whether his complaints are based on sexual denials or general things, that's one we cannot tell. But if he generally complains, then then there's a fundamental problem. Now, this is what I will say to you. Love yourself enough to be able to tell yourself that I am not going to spoil my body, because there's nothing that guarantees me that this is the man I'm going to end up with.
Sharp.
So if I am not going to end up with this man, whoever I'm going to end up with deserves a good body and deserves me in a good shape. And you also deserve to have a wonderful time actually conceiving, giving birth, and loving yourself and everything that comes out of yourself. So you popping those pills into your body, trying to make your nagging boyfriend happy. And I tell you, he will never be happy. He will never be content with the fact that this girl is bending her back every time, trying to please me, trying to give me what I want. He will not see it that way. Oh, wait, and she will do it. And that is the mentality. So please, you are not doing yourself any good by preserving your boyfriend. If he loves you enough, he will take you into consideration. He will love you and say that I can't end up with a woman who is, keeps putting after pills in her body, flashing children away. You can't. He will think about you. He will think about you. So if he's not doing that, now you take the mantle into your hands and tell him. Sometimes men wake up when you stand up. Yeah. So you sit down with him and tell him that, listen, I've done this for a number of months or a number of times, and I don't think it's even healthy for me. Or I know for a fact that it's not healthy for me. I don't want to continue this way. It's either we're getting serious, getting married, and we're doing this, because once you are married, there'll be no question of after pill
or unprotected sex.
So that whole issue will be null and void. So if we are going to go down this path, I think then we should get serious, get married, and have kids and do whatever we want.
Wait till we are ready to get married.
But if we are not, and you are not ready for this relationship, as in I'm not ready to have sex with you unprotected and you coming in me. You're not even doing coitus interruptus.
He doesn't care.
He's doing the whole
Like he's just doing the whole thing.
He's enjoying the whole thing, the whole
please,
package.
Just have a conversation with him and disengage.
Coco, listen. You've heard your sisters. I mean, we're all singing the same song. This guy doesn't care about you. He doesn't. This relationship you're in is toxic, right? Extremely. And there's nothing. What are you? You do everything for him. What is he doing for you? You didn't say that. I'm sure if the guy, did a thing or two, she'd probably have put it in that message. So don't put your life in jeopardy just to keep a guy. No one is even worth that. Okay? So think about it again and take a bold decision. He doesn't care about you. He does not. So good luck. We wish you the best of luck. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. 054-998-6996 is our WhatsApp number. You can send an email to Jessica@cityfm online, or you can also tweet at us. Use the hashtag SisterSisterLive. Okay? Here is another message. It says, there's this girl I've known for quite a while, a long time now actually, and I've developed an interest in her. We have nice responsive chats, calls, etc. I intend to have a date with her one day to let her know how I feel for her. But that moment never comes because she's always busy. I have plans of telling her either by phone call or WhatsApp. What do you guys think?
It's rude.
Is
it rude? It's rude.
I think so. You should see her eyeball to eyeball. She's busy, but you
Why is she so busy?
Because she has work.
Yeah, so she doesn't sleep. She doesn't go to church. She doesn't have rest time.
That's a good question.
247. She's busy.
No, is that her excuse or
no? That's what I'm saying. No, so he's saying because he doesn't have access to her.
Yeah, so he thinks she's busy because he hasn't said, you know what, let's have a drink this day. So in his mind, she's at work by this time. She's at choir rehearsal by this time. So he's doing the whole calculation.
Not even that. Maybe the girl doesn't even know he exists.
Yes.
He's interested.
I think that you see, this man is probably very old-fashioned in thinking. So what he wants to do is that he wants a proper date, like set out, candlelight dinner, one-on-one, spend like 2-3 hours, flowers here, food here, and then after go like, baby girl, and try and say all kinds of stories. How's your dog? How's your cat? And all that. And finally end up in like, I really care about you and I really love you. I think he wants that much time. But really, to propose to somebody, it doesn't take that much time if you're serious about it. You could go to her workplace, lunchtime, for instance. And once you are talking, take lunch to her, start that, even on the phone. If for some reason you think that you're too busy, you can't really get together, you can at least initiate the interest and things on the phone. And then if she sees that, this guy is really interested in me, because the kind of chats he says they're having, they're probably business chats. How was work today? Work was okay, Charlie. The way the economy is, then you're talking about the economy, you're talking about all kinds of things happening. So you're having good chats, but you're not having intimate chats. So when you start having intimate chats, the girl's interest is also boosted. That way, when you invite her out for a drink, even for 5 minutes, you can execute your plan and it's done. But if your chats are very dry, economic chats, business chats, how are you chats, how was choir rehearsals chats, then at the end of the day, the girl knows that you are my friend. Yeah. She doesn't have to make that extra time for you. So if it's getting difficult, let your chats be a little softer. Let it be more personal. Then as time goes on, you don't even have to plan a date. Like, I'm taking you out tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock.
Right.
Oh, you work here. I'm around here. Can we meet for a quick lunch? Definitely, she's got to eat. So you take her out for a quick lunch, and then you say what, then you say what you have to say. You see, asking people out, Charlie, the girls now, they want to be asked out. You two want to just be bold enough, be courageous enough, do what you got to do.
Quick question, though.
Okay.
What if the girl has sensed that he likes her, but she's just blowing? Yes.
So see it and get exactly.
That was what I was going to. I was going to
get
say
the reject message.
Do your homework well before you try and do WhatsApp or whatever. You you're probably having a chat with her, but on the surface, you don't even know what she's up to apart from the hello highs that you guys talk about. So she probably has some active life somewhere else, and you know her. You've been her friend for a long time, and she knows you as a casual friend. So hello, nyamia dumo, I'm going to work, I'm going to church, I'm going to this, and that's it. So get to know properly if she's even engaged talking to somebody, as in for a full relationship and all that.
Please,
if
launch your attack.
Listen, if you don't get a negative response, then what you need to do, I mean, I think that, honestly, personally, I think that WhatsApp or text is rude. Okay, however brief the moment is, a personal face-to-face I like you is way better than a phone
text.
That's
when they also break you. Break
as for that one there, exactly. As for that one there, I don't agree to it.
I'm gonna have to go for a quick break. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. On Saturday, 23rd March 2019, as part of 97.3 CTFM's Heritage Month, comes the music of Ghanaian origin concert, Mogo 2019. Time to experience the cocktail of the old and new, the legends and the crooners on one stage. Mogo 2019, featuring Amanziba, KK Kabobo, Adani Best, Kwabna, Akwabwa, Kofi B, Sina Soul, and the Kwampa Band for one night and one night only. The music of Ghanaian origin, Mogo 2019. Serving you an overdose of nostalgia and happy feet. Venue, National Theatre. Date, Saturday, 23rd March 2019. Rate is 120 Ghana cedis. Gates open at 7 p.m. Call 0205-973-973 or 0302-224959 for ticket reservation. Mogo is powered by 97.3 CTFM and supported by CTTV.
Welcome back, Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. My name is Jessica, of course, here with my sisters Tina, Rosina, and Olivia. Have you noticed how all our names end with an A?
Yeah.
Super cool. Anyway, so this message here says, "Hi, Jess, I like your program. My problem is my wife insults me a lot. She does it until I leave the house, even when the kids are around. She's also always offended when you draw her attention to her wrongdoing. What do you advise?"
This is serious.
Very.
If it was a girlfriend, I'll say, Charlie, forget. Dogam. But married with children, you know, I don't know. Why do people insult? That's the basic question I want to ask. What is that? You see, as a woman, a guy who has butu also, once you insult that guy, it means that you also, with every insult, you're dishing out. And if you're a man and you claim that this is your wife that you have married and shown everybody that I love this woman, and you insult her, you've also insulted yourself. See, that thing should play in your mind. And you see, the sad part for me is that the children in the house, you think they are children. Maybe they may not insult mommy or daddy, but they are picking up everything that happens. Now, you are trying to tell the girl child that you have that it's okay to stand up and insult a man anyhow. And you're trying to tell your son that, oh, well, you get insulted, you better man up and also learn how to insult your wife, because he is going to see how her father is suffering and wouldn't want to also suffer like that. And he's probably going to turn, if you're not lucky, can even become physically abusive. You understand? Because he doesn't want to turn out as miserable as his father is looking, when he gets insulted, he has to get out of the house and all that. So I think that more and more marriages, Charlie, you can't get married to somebody and wake up in the morning and start insulting, no matter what. Communication is very, very important. How you do it. Get the fact out. And the thing is that normally when you start insulting,
the import of the message is lost.
It's lost.
Yeah.
The reason why you are insulting Christ is even lost. Then the argument is now on the insult. So whatever happened that you didn't like is still happening.
Yeah.
You haven't communicated. All you are doing is to insult. So I think as I don't know how to say this, but because it's not the woman who sends the message, it's the man. He's the one suffering.
Being insulted.
But let's take insults out of relationships, friendships, much less marriages. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And for the man, maybe she won't be insulting 24/7. She would have a moment. Even though it's unmanly, I think that you should mellow. And one day catch her in a good mood. And let her know what your problems are, preferably out of the house. Take her out one day. When you guys are having a good time, she's relaxed. And you tell her, baby, you know what? I really love you. In spite of all the discourse going out, I can afford to take you out because I really love you. But I have something that is so deep on my heart. I need to discuss with you. The insults is getting too much. And try and let her know the effect it's having not only on you, but on the children as well.
Right.
And tell her that you are here to listen to her. If she has any problem, he should feel free to tell him. If for one reason she can't even tell him without shouting, text me the problem. WhatsApp me the problem. And then we'll meet at a time when the children are not around. We can strategize to discuss the problem when the kids are in school.
Right.
So we can manage it. So that way, at least you avoid things happening in front of the kids. That's how I think that you should start managing it. And as time goes on, if it's a bad manner or some bad manners that the woman is expressing, maybe she'll start thinking twice and then she'll mellow on her actions. That's what I think.
All right. Olivia?
So my take is, this is where, for me, I think marriage counseling is very important. Emphasis
post-marriage counseling.
Post-marriage counseling. It's when the couple are actually married and they're living the marriage life. Because two people coming together from different families, like, you don't know what to expect. And for me, I think that is when counseling is very critical. But when it comes to men, generally, you see, men love to be respected. For men, it's all about respect. It's all about making them feel in charge of the relationship. It's all about they don't need your love. Men don't need love. Men need to be respected. When a woman respects her man, she's constantly praising him. She's constantly making sure that he's okay. Even how she talks to her tone, her demeanor, everything. That is what assures the man that you love him. On the other hand, women are motivated by what they hear. Women need love. They need to hear, I love you 100 times. They need to be assured and reminded. And when it comes to marriage, it's such a long road that it's for mature people. And it boils down to respect and it boils down to love. And you wonder why this woman who is constantly disrespecting her husband, you're pushing him out of the house because then now the home is not homey enough for him. He's going to go out and he's going to find the next lady who will treat him like gold. Oh, yeah. Are you okay? And that's where he's not even feeling the love. He's feeling appreciated because the girl respects him enough to care about him to a certain extent.
Right.
So when he goes out and decides he doesn't want the marriage, what are you going to do? Are you going to go run to prayer camps to go say, it's bottom line, women, respect your husbands. Husbands also love your wives. Finish.
Tina, I would love to take your opinion, but I'm out of time.
Wow.
Yes, I'm out of time. Thank you very much for tuning in to Sister tonight. I think the message is pretty clear. Insults are definitely not the way to go. I'm one person who, if you insult me, like literally I can walk out just because you insulted me. It's really not the cool way to go. So let's learn to guard the door to our lips. Yeah? All right. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back on this network, City TV, and of course, City FM, same time next week. It's been Sister. Good night.